Good morning, everybody. And to all the essential employees, hopefully you'll be joined tomorrow with all the non-essential employees as we get into phase 2. And hopefully today, as we listen to the governor's announcement, that he's going to announce today that we can start phase 2, and we'll get into a little bit about that. But to everyone doing the right thing, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to give a shout out to my aunt, who's a nun, a little sister to the poor. She turned 93 today, so Sister Bernard, happy birthday. And thank you for the pen, still using it every day. But some good news, going forward a little bit. At our nursing home, as of today, we have 0 patients there that have all recovered from the COVID that they had. So that's a good thing, going in the right direction with all the testing we got going on. To Larry Slacky and his team out there for the job that they're doing. To the workers that are so dedicated. They're 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, caring for these people like they care for their own families. You know what? I think of you every day, and my heart and my prayers go out to the workers out there, because they are on the front lines. They're in the trenches. They're the ones that are day in and day out, making sure that these residents get the best quality care, but become family to them. So thank you for everything that's going on at Shaker Place Rehabilitation Center. I can't thank you enough for all the work that you have done. So I guess some of the good news too is that as of right now, and it's not good news that we have 1,747 people that have tested positive for the coronavirus, but it's up 10 from yesterday. And the reason why I say that is kind of good news, because we're worried about Memorial Day weekend. And obviously, with all the protesting going on in the city of Albany and around the county, it's good to see that people have masks on. But most of the time, you're not socially distancing and coming together. It could have a huge impact, even if we get into phase 2 tomorrow, of where we go and what type of setback that we take. And I'm hoping that's not the case. So please continue to wear your mask. And one of the things we addressed yesterday was the police officers and first responders that are out on the scene. And unfortunately, they can't keep a mask on all the time for the scenarios that they're in. And we're going to make arrangements so we get everyone tested and make sure that we're protecting them people, everyone too. But we have 769 people under mandatory quarantine. That's up 19 from yesterday. We have 6 people under precautionary quarantine. That's down 1 from yesterday, which is good. And so now we have 21 people hospitalized with a hospitalization rate of 1.2. We're down 4 from yesterday, which is all good stuff. And then we have 1 person still currently in the ICU since Saturday, so that stays the same. And we have, over the last 5-day average, 16.4 new positive cases each day, so which is good. That's starting to go down. I want to remind people about the mobile testing. We've been aggressive. We're reaching out to the churches. We've talked to the Black Caucus. I've talked to Wanda Willingham about this. We're reaching out to community partners. Albany Housing has been great, helping us. Steve Longo, thank you. We're trying to continue to get that message out there. And to Whitney Young, doing a great job with the mobile testing. If we don't get more people signing up, we're going to eventually have to shut that down. It's still there. We want people to come out, and then, like we said, you have to have signs and symptoms. But if you've been exposed to somebody and you don't have the signs, we still want you to get tested. So if you think you've been exposed, especially with all the protesting going on, we want you tested. We want to know where we're at, and we want to know how this is affecting us. So please reach out to this number, and hopefully you're watching this, the people that are out protesting. Area code 518-465-4771, area code 518-465-4771, and then also for the essential workers and everyone else, you got the drive-thru at UAlbany, and you have the Seth Q Arena doing the antibody testing, and that number can be reached at 1-888-364-3065, or you can go online as always. And to Priority 1, thank you for everything that you're doing and continue to do. Remember, it's Seth Q Arena is around the corner, and so is UAlbany, and you can get that done. You can enter on Western Avenue side between 10 a.m. and 5:30. No appointment needed. For the drive-thru and colony testing site, as always, you have to register at riteaid.com, and that's starting to slow up, which is good. But I think people are feeling that because maybe the numbers aren't going up. It's been almost 13 weeks. that it's not there. It's there. To the people that have been doing your job and staying home, thank you. To the people that have been paying attention to us, thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. But, as we enter hopefully into phase 2 tomorrow, some of the things I just wanted to talk to you about, I want to take some time to review what that means for businesses getting ready, which mostly you're all ready. And we told you to go to the state dashboard to look at, to get the certificates, how to safely do this. But just to hash a little bit of phase 2, it's all office-based jobs. It's real estate services, retail, in-store shopping, limited barber and hair salon services. Sorry about the nail salons, that's not happening. Maybe at phase 3 it gets moved up to. I got a lot of questions on nails. I can try to do it myself for you, but I'm getting a ton of questions on the nail salons. But the limited shopping too for like Cross Gates and Colony Center, if they have shops on the outside that you can access from the outside, by all means they get to open up too. You just won't be able to walk around the malls inside. But you can, if you can get to them stores, please, I know that they'll be getting ready too. So, like I said, if you go to like the New York Reopen New York, it really gives a guideline, and this one shows barber shops, the protocols, and it has, physical distancing, and it gives you all these recommendations and check marks that you should hit. And basically, make sure your clientele, you can't have people sitting, you don't want people sitting in the store, so space out your time. And if you got a 10 o'clock hair appointment, and it takes 30 minutes, then you do your next one at 10:30 and make sure they either sit outside in their car. But it's recommended best practices. It has PPE guidelines for reopening, which I know all the hair salons and everyone else in the offices are well ahead of this. But for the consumers, when you go in there, you can ask to see this. You can say, hey, what are your protocols? And look, it's about your safety too. So if someone's not wearing a mask or they're not doing the right safety procedures, find another barber or find another retail store to go to. Because hopefully everyone's going to be moving in the right direction and be open up tomorrow if we get the green light from the governor. So keep that in mind. But since there were some professional services that were in phase 1 that didn't include stuff in phase 2, we're going to be going into the right direction. And I think it was like 123,000 jobs that we were looking at that will start to open up in phase 2. So which is huge. Please, they have to read and sign their affirmative action statement and what they need to be open. So they have that. We do have a list. We can't get on the website of all the businesses that are ready, that have did all their paperwork. The state sends us the businesses that have put their plans together, which is a long, long list that we have gotten back. Many people are going to be coming out for the first time in phase 2 that been home almost 13 weeks, that they're watching things on Facebook or on YouTube or watching the news or listening to the radio and reading the papers, and they're going to come out to a new world. And I kept saying to reimagine, and unfortunately, all the stuff that's been going on the last couple of days, things are changing even more. So I know people are going to come out and see a different area in the city of Albany, different town of Colony or Gilliland or Watervliet, Cohoes, Green Island, Queens, Ravenna, the hill towns, New Scotland. You're going to see a different place. I know people are nervous. I know we're getting the phone calls and the texts. Again, this is going to be a marathon, and I need everyone out there that's watching this or listening to this. We need your help. We need you to do the right thing so we continue to move in the right direction. But more importantly, we need you to do the right thing, in society. And I know times are tough, and I'm not going to put try to walk in your shoes. I'm not going to try to tell you how you should feel. I understand the protests around this whole great country of ours and why people are protesting. But please, do it safely, and do it where we're not breaking into businesses and damaging, cars and burning buildings down. That's not the right message. It's not the right message. And I often think about what Dr. Martin Luther King would say. What would he say? How far have we come? And, you can get more done with peace than you can with riots, because it takes away from the issue that everyone's angry about, or the issues they're angry about. And you're not going to be able to focus on that because everyone's focusing on the stores being looted, the buildings being burnt, the cars being caught on fire, the tear gas that's being thrown out to the crowds, the fireworks. Let's focus on why everyone's outraged and why they want a change in society, because that's giving credit to the family and not making this person who died for no reason, using it. And his brother said it correctly, and I was watching his brother online when he spoke about his brother that passed away. He said, our family believes in God. Our family doesn't want people out rioting in my brother's name. They don't want them destroying businesses in our community. They want people to take a lesson in life from this and change the laws, change our behavior, change it where we're going in the right direction and stop going backwards. And we're going to keep going backwards if the looters and the people that aren't doing the right thing continue to do this. So please, listen. Don't listen to me. You don't need to listen to another white politician telling you how you should feel. But listen to the brother. Go online and listen to his brother and his family. And, let's learn from him, and let's do this where his unfortunately, what happened to him can change for someone else and save someone else's life going into the future. But, again, it's going to be tough. So, that being said, times are tough. They're different, but I do want to talk about being united. A couple years ago, I brought an organization together made up of clergy and community leaders throughout Albany County to unite about healing, about coming together as a community and doing the right thing. And it doesn't seem like it was 4 years ago when we first put this committee together, but we did, and we brought it together. So we were being torn apart by hate back then for different issues, but same underlining things. And the protesters were fueled with anger about racial injustice, sparked by violence incidents involving police and community. And we need a healing moment now more than ever before. And we need to come together, and we need our pastors in our community that are the backbone of our community to come together and come out and talk to your parishioners and bring people together. And the protest that I saw the first day was phenomenal. Even yesterday, Henry Johnson, and I saw leaders come out leading their community, rightfully so. Wanda Willingham, Carolyn McLaughlin. Carolyn, I would have picked you up. I didn't see the Facebook when your family left you. I would have came and picked you up. Chief. Barraro, Derek Johnson. I mean, they were trying to talk to everyone in the crowd and trying to make a difference within their community and heal together. So we can do this. We can do this together. Albany County is strong. New York State is strong. The governor is right. We can come together as a capital region and lean on each other and heal together and do this in a peaceful manner that would be an honor to Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy. And so the group that I formed 4 years ago, the Albany County Interfaith Coalition, will be holding a service today at 5 o'clock this afternoon in Washington Park at the Moses statue to call for peace and tolerance. We will be social distancing and wear a mask, and we'll pray for calm, respect, and a time for all to heal. And now's the time to heal more than ever and to move forward. Dr. Whalen.
Thank you, County Executive McCoy. For the past 3 months, we have been here talking about COVID-19, talking about it as it's a global pandemic and has presented a threat to the health of our community in a way that we've never seen before, and we have been forced to react in a way that we have never reacted before. This has been an incredible challenge for the community, and I think people have done a great job in terms of trying to control the spread. We have flattened the curve, but we're not out of the woods yet. And it's important that everybody continue to remember the messages of staying home when possible, keeping physically distant, social distancing. washing hands, and wearing masks. These messages continue to be important, but I feel today it is important for me to discuss another public health threat, a public health threat that we have worked within the county to address for as long as I have been working and long before that. And that public health threat is racism. And racism is real. The killing of George Floyd was a despicable act that has angered the entire country. But a large part of this anger is due to an underlying systemic problem that occurs across this country, and that is racism. I would like to quote Dr. George Benjamin, who is the president of the American Public Health Association, who said, "Racism is a long-standing systemic structure in this country that must be dismantled through brutally honest conversations, policy changes, and practices. Racism attacks people's physical and mental health. And racism is an ongoing public health crisis that needs our attention now. We see the discrimination every day in all aspects of life, including housing, education, the criminal justice system, and employment. And it is amplified by this pandemic as communities of color face inequities in everything from a greater burden of COVID-19 cases to less access to testing, treatment, and care." At the Albany County Department of Public Health, we work with our community members to try to address inequities in health. And as part of our recent accreditation process, we modified our mission to say, in part, the Albany County Department of Health strives to protect and improve the health of individuals, families, and communities, utilizing strategies that reduce health disparities and promote health equity. Equity is different than equality. Equity means the absence of avoidable or remediable differences among groups of people, whether those groups are defined socially, economically, demographically, or geographically. Equity is a process, and equality should be the outcome of that process. It is a difficult process. It is a process that we engage in every day. It is a process that is truly part of the mission of the work that our department and of this county performs every day. How do we do this? We have done things like host listening forums in conjunction with the state health department on maternal mortality. We have gone into the community frequently, door to door, in our high-risk neighborhoods to address disparities around conditions like asthma, diabetes, and heart disease. We perform public health education throughout the county, and particularly in our underserved neighborhoods. We work on task forces that are designed to help bridge the gap of conversation, and perhaps most importantly, that are designed to listen. Because this is about the need to listen to communities of color, to listen to the very real concerns that they have, and to work hand in hand with them to come up with better strategies to close these gaps, to help this anger, and to make sure that we are all working every day on solutions. I think that we have, within the work that we do every day, established a good start, and we have made this part of our mission. But I would like to say today that we know we can improve. We know that we still have a long way to go. And really, the actions of the last week have shown me that in a way that nothing else ever has. Albany is my home city. My parents are from Albany. My grandparents are from Albany. I work in the South End. Last night, as part of the peaceful protests, marchers went by my home, and I was happy to see them out marching. I have listened to the conversations that have taught me so much from my children. And I know that there are better ways of thinking, there are better ways of doing things, and I want to partner with leaders to continue to work on this very important work.
Thank you, Liza. And, it reminds me of my equity agenda that I started 8 years ago working with Rockefeller College and Albany to turn things around. And the governor could put Jim Alachis back at Rockefeller College. We'd like him back there. Sorry, Jim, we're going to demote you. But, it's been a great partnership to change the programs that we do in the county every day to change people's lives. But we do need help of the community leaders. And I challenge Wanda Willingham to come up and help us out to find the programs that we can do to make things change in the right direction, continue to move forward. But talking about change and tolerance, I just want to take a minute to recognize June as Gay Pride Month. The original organizers picked this month in honor of the Stonewall Uprising in June 1969 in New York City, also known as the Stonewall Inn, which helped lead the modern gay rights movement. I participated in a flag raising yesterday with Mayor Sheen and a ton of elected officials to recognize, everything. And again, it's about tolerance, right? It's about agreeing to disagree in this country. It's about saying how you feel, wearing any clothing you want to wear, having any color hair that you want to have, believing in whoever you want to believe in, but living in peace. And that's what I do love about this country. Anywhere else in this world, you could be thrown in jail for 90% of the freedoms that we enjoy every day. But I do want to say to my friends at Rocks, I look forward to when you get back open so we can go there and have a celebration. You're a pillar in the community. And no matter how much we're different from one another, that's what makes us unique. It really is. It makes people unique. I love seeing people beat to their own drums because guess what? That's why that's who you are. That's what your DNA is. And, and again, you lead by example and you inspire other people to not be afraid to be whoever they want to be, love whoever you want to love, pray to whoever you want to do, and do it in unity. So thank you. And I want to thank the mayor for what she did yesterday. But I also want to remember people, we do have our mental health support line that you call 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The number, as always, is 518-269-6634. Our 24-hour sexual assault hotline number, area code 518-447-7716. And as always, the 211 in the New York State hotline, 1-888-364-3065.